Big Cat's back at the Masters. In the hunt, on the prowl, a dream come true. 1 under on his round, his first round yesterday. So he's going to tee off around like 1 something today. The winds are going to be howling. But dude clawed his way back out of a hospital bed after nearly losing his life 14 months ago, Jesse Cofield, and into early contention at his home away from home, Augusta National. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to The Sweat, presented by DraftKings. I am Emerson Lancia, alongside Jesse Cofield.
And I have a question. What do you make of the, like, half turtleneck shirt thing?
I think he looks sexy in whatever he wears, and pink is the new blue as well. And on Thursdays, we wear pink.
Okay.
Well, Jesse has the turtleneck market cornered, so
yeah, I was gonna say I'm really. Thank you, Reid Fowler.
This is near and dear to her heart.
Yeah, DraftKings contributor Reid Fowler, along with Geoff Ulrich. What do you guys think of the mock turtleneck?
Yeah, it's good fashion.
If it was anyone but Tiger, Jesse, I'd be mocking it. But
thank you.
I mean, I personally, I don't know.
Hey, and I think we've all had.
He prefers it for some reason, but
yeah, I had to, like, back in the day. You know, I had the mock turtlenecks on the golf course. I like
Tiger.
Doesn't
shock me at all.
So I love it.
Guys, like, can you believe that he's on the course and he's playing this well? I mean,
yeah, like Reid, he hasn't played competitive golf in over 500 days. And we were talking about a little bit on FaceTime yesterday because Geoff doesn't answer our texts. But he beat 8 of the top 10 players in the world over the first 18 holes at Augusta. Like, I know, like, we've talked about it for weeks, but it really is mind-boggling stuff. Yeah,
and not just that he beat him by score, but the way he navigated the course was leaps and bounds, right? Outside, like, better than a lot of these golfers who've been playing a competitive golf and been winning tournaments since Tiger has been out. Look, this is starting to become, like, the superlatives run out. And I was talking on a radio show, I think his next feat is to join the Avengers and be part of the metaverse. Like, this guy cannot do, like, any wrong on the golf course to where he comes out here and he absolutely shows us why you can't ever doubt this guy. You remember last time in 2020, guys, too, he had a 10 on the back 9, or the second 9, as Augusta National likes us to call it. The second 9, and then after that 10, he went 5 of 6 with birdies, right? The next 6 holes. I mean, that's what this guy does. The mental fortitude that this guy has, now including the physical, is unmatched. So not surprised, but still very surprised, if that makes sense.
Geoff, was this a thing where, like, he was being so low-key and being like, it's a game-time decision, blah, blah, blah. Was this a psychological tactic? He's, like, telling everyone, like, oh, I don't even know if I'm going to play. I'm not, oh, no, I'm so bad at golf. Who knows if I can walk it? And then he gets out there and he's just smashing everyone. Everyone's like,
dude.
We've been fooled again.
He's like Willy Wonka.
Jesse
like,
has a little thing with Tiger.
I mean, I think there's a little bit of Tiger came to Augusta and he legitimately, I think he needed to see what his game looked like alongside the other players. And I legitimately think he practiced alongside a couple players and he just decided, he's like, I'm probably better than these guys, some of these guys. And I legitimately think that, so I think he was on the fence a little bit, but it wasn't necessarily like the huge fan, like it wasn't actually a game time decision. I just think he wanted to see what his competition was like and how his game shaped up. And I think just even after one practice round, he probably said in his mind, yeah, I can beat these guys. And it's the truth. I mean, he didn't even play that well yesterday. Yeah. He's probably hit like 5 fairways or something. He hit it so far into the trees on a couple holes that, like, you know, you just assumed he was getting a double bogey, and he ended up parring pretty much every single chance. He even gave himself birdie shots with some of his approaches. His iron game looks just like it was before he left. The putter was hot yesterday. If that stays hot, I mean, he's going to be there on Sunday. So, look, there's still a multitude of things that can happen. I mean, it's colder today. Who knows? But like I said on Twitter, I mean, the dude's back. I mean, he's going to be showing up in majors over the next few years, assuming that the health stays. So it's awesome to see.
And he had that harsh, like, self-assessment, like, afterwards too, and it was a reminder that he's not just content to, like, show up, like, and make.
I mean, he's dropping F-bombs on the course. That's pretty much all. I mean, once he's doing that, like, you know, Tiger's back. So.
Absolutely. You know who else is very nervous is sports books, like, around the country because they're like, oh my God, why is he playing so well? With the amount of money that people put on this dude, it was absolutely insane. But speaking of that. Would love to get some of your best bets, guys, for today's second round and also kind of looking ahead to the weekend here. So which golfer, Geoff, do you have a guy who you backed like pre-tournament you're a little concerned about after yesterday? There were some big names out there who are already out of contention.
Yeah, is all of the guys? Like, can I just say everyone?
Yes,
I bet?
absolutely.
No, I mean, look, we took a flyer on Siwoo Kim. That didn't work out. I think Rory is the guy who I really kind of push. And I admit, like, it was looking really good through Amen Corner. He grabbed a birdie on the toughest hole. He was 1 under. And then he shot 2 over on the last 6 holes with 2 of the easiest par 5s on the course. You just can't do that at Augusta. We've hammered it home. You have to play the par 5s well. So Rory concerns me. I mean, if his putter doesn't show up today, it's probably going to just be another lost opportunity. And I really say that, like, meaningfully. It was a lost opportunity. Could have easily got in the house at even -2 and given himself a good shot. So Rory concerns me the most. But there's positives too. Like Tyrrell Hatton struck the ball really well yesterday. I think that he can certainly turn around if his putter gets hot. So Rory concerns me the most of all the guys I back, but Hatton I still hold out hope for.
I mean, Fowler, I know Koepka was nasty, especially like towards the end. Justin Thomas and Bryson both shooting 76, so like really barring a miracle for the final 54 holes, like they're out of the mix.
Oh yeah, they're out. I mean, yeah, the long shots, you want to just sprinkle just to have exposure to that range. Mine was Luke List, and he showed me why that he belongs as one guy that Emerson will never roster ever again. But yeah, Rory is definitely one of those guys. Look, there was a lot of par saves as well, right? That last par on 18 for Rory was fantastic. But, the guy, again, he just put it on the first hole in the second round to about 8 to 10 feet on one of the toughest holes, and he doesn't convert for birdie, right? That's just been Rory's MO at this course, where the opportunities are there and he's not getting it done. For me, it's Shane Lowry. Shane Lowry was having a great round coming into 15. He eagled birdied, I think, 13, 14. And on 15, with a wedge in his hand, puts it in the water and gets double bogey. You cannot get double bogeys here in general, but if you double the par 5s, you are shooting yourself in the foot and completely shooting yourself out of this tournament. Now, he was driving the ball great, but when you shoot 1 over par, when it could have easily been 2 to 3 under, that's gonna hurt you a little bit. Now, both with Rory and Shane Lowry, they're major champions. They have that under their belt, but it's a little scary coming into today when they could have, had a really good round. Now it's going to be windy and the conditions are getting tougher. So I'm with Jeffrey with Rory, but also Shane Lowry.
Okay.
Reid, best odds to win the tournament as we speak are plus 550 for Cam Smith. Are you on board with that right now? He's coming off an impressive win in the Players' Championship just a few weeks ago. And I just want to read you a headline I found on Yahoo. Masterful mullet, Cam Smith's hair-raising round at Augusta.
And also, let's keep in mind, he didn't have a mullet before moving to Jacksonville, but after he moved to Jacksonville
That
is
makes
when
sense.
the mullet, like,
Makes
you can look at
sense.
him and be like, oh my God, that guy lives in Jacksonville.
So what do you think of the masterful mullet, Reid?
I think it's great. I think of the mullet, that headline, whoever really that gets the promotion for all the alliteration, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you take a look at the past winners as well. If they're not named Tiger, there's a handful of guys too that came from pretty far back. Like Tiger after round 1 was, I think, 11th, but the average finishing position for the eventual winner after round 1 is essentially in the top 5. Look, that can change quite a bit. Like those are just trends that can be thrown out from year to year. But at Augusta National, that kind of fits true, right? That this course can play difficult as the days progress, and especially with the weather conditions. Am I backing him at 550? I never like to take the shortest odds, right? Which is sort of it's a fallacy that you shouldn't, because this guy is really good. If he putts the way he did, yesterday, and he keeps on continuing to hit his irons the way he did, it's going to be tough for anybody to beat Cam Smith by the way he's playing. Having said that, I think there's some guys that are a little bit deeper in odds, like Patrick Cantley, who we'll get to in a little bit, that I really like. But yeah, Cam Smith's playing fantastic.
And let's keep in mind, too, he started his round with a double and then ended his round with a double as well. So, if he could just escape with pars on those couple holes.
Yeah, and those are the 2 hardest driving holes, too, right, Emerson? And that's what he can't, that's the weakest part of his game is his driver. That's the only thing that's going to hold him back.
He said, he was like, I think 1 in 18 was obviously really frustrating. Yeah, we know. Geoff, the first sentence of this article reads, the breeze blew in from the south, strong enough to straighten the yellow flag on the 18th green. And there, holding the lead in the Masters, stood Cam Smith, his glorious mullet whipping like a car dealer's American flag.
Is Fabio on the cover of this book?
Dude, I want you to narrate my life.
Fabio with a stallion.
Deserves a Pulitzer, man. I mean, look, yeah, Cam Smith is unique in a lot of ways. He's unique to the modern game. He's not one of these, homegrown talents who just had a robotic swing and made his way up junior. He struggled for a little bit at first. He popped up with the top 5 at the U.S. Open way back in 2015, struggled, didn't know, like going between Australia and the States, finally made the move here. And he's just flourished ever since he's committed. And it's really cool to see because he gets it done in different ways. Reid mentioned the driver. It's still the weakest part of his game. He's a little bit longer than people think, but yeah, I mean, it won't. I think he's going to be there on Sunday. His short game and his putting and his wedges just give him a chance at this course, as long as he doesn't get in too much trouble off the tee. But we even saw with Tiger, that can be made up. So are you going to bet him at plus 550 right now? No. If we're talking about the odds on the DraftKings Sportsbook, you just can't take that short of odds. There's too many quality names behind him. I'd probably look further down to a guy like Neiman at plus 1,400. Reid mentioned Cantlay. I do not hate that either. You can even go further down to Hatton. But, I expect Cam Smith is going to be there. From a value perspective, though, if you're not on him yet, you might as well wait and see if some of these guys could catch him and you can at least get like to plus 1,000 or something.
Mm-hmm. All right, Reid, what's the best bet on the board right now at the Masters now that the tournament is into the second round? What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's Patrick Cantlay at plus 1,100. To see him there at 4 digits, right? That's something. Look, he parred the first 2 holes. Not burning a par 5 is going to hurt you, like I mentioned. But this guy, remember when Tiger won on the back 9? Patrick Cantlay held the lead, the outright lead for like a split second. We know what this guy can do. It's been quiet for Patrick Cantlay. Quiet, in the early seasons, but he almost beat a Scotty Scheffler at the Waste Management. We'd be thinking a lot differently about Cantlay, even though he's one of the best guys tee to green so far this season. So at 1,100, plus 1,100, give me Patrick Cantlay.
Yeah, now plus 1,200. By the way, guys, since 2005, every winner except for 2 have been in the top 10 after round 1. I mean, Cantlay is one of those guys, Reid. Geoff, what's your best bet right now, rest of the way?
Yeah, I'll definitely back the Cantlay, idea. I think that's, you look at the top of the board, he's really quality. We know he can beat good fields. He's just nails too. He's a great competitor. So plus 1,200, I don't even think those are necessarily too short. I think you can also think about, if you want to go further down, Daniel Berger and Tyrrell Hatton, sitting there around plus 3,000. Obviously the odds are fluctuating as we're talking, around plus 3,000, plus 3,500. I think they're still in it. And I think both those guys have shown, like they've shown very good quality play throughout the start of the year. So I think they're in it. They have a chance. If their putter gets hot, absolutely they can make up some ground. I'll throw out one other bet. The top 20 odds are still live on the DraftKings Sportsbook. Sergio Garcia, plus 105. This dude has not made a cut at Augusta since he won in 2017. He's playing pretty good right now. He's basically in the top 20. Yep. You're getting plus money to take it. I think if Sergio gets this cut, and gets that monkey off his back, you're going to see him play well and play well over the weekend, and he's doing that right now. So plus money on Sergio, top 20, I'd take that.